Also, we didn't forget about the bass players,
Of course.
because they are a big part of our business. And it's right over here. It's called the VT bass. It's the MPEG style. And basically what's really cool about it is that it's a multi-purpose pedal. Right now I'm also going through a power amp. Very plain, good bass sound, but nothing special to it. When I activate you get the depth. You know what you don't have before. I don't know how it's going to come through with the miking, because we are just having, you know, our regular talking mic. But also, you can use it as a distortion device. If you increase the drive and the character, very aggressive. Or a little bit and with the character you can change almost any style, like a reggae. I'm not a reggae player, but and you can use it direct to the board. You can use it the front of your amp. You can use it also to jazz up your sound. Like you can go to the power amp input on your amp, totally bypass your preamp, and you get a great improvement in your sound. One of the other things I want to mention with the bass is that a lot of people compress basses, and I'm very much against it. The reason is because you lose a lot of musicality. If you use one of these pedals, so you get just to the threshold when it would start to round off the sound like a little bit gritty, it actually naturally compresses. So what you're gonna get more sustain, but you're not losing the attack of the note. So you are much more musical, because all of a sudden it's in your fingers. If you want to be louder or softer or more harmonics, less harmonics, if you compress it, you take all that away, so your expression suffers. I'm not against like a slight little bit of compression, you know, mixed down or recording, but to squeeze the hell out of it, I'm very much against it, because it just takes away your artistic control. Same with guitars. I love to have the dynamics of the guitar present. You turn down your volume, it cleans up, you turn it up, it gets a little dirty. Your finger style, you know, how you play comes through. And all of our pedals pays a lot of attention to that, to keep that intact. And lastly, we have the Bass Driver Deluxe. Now we designed this pedal with a professional player in mind, who possibly maybe have two instruments, and he doesn't want to keep changing chords and getting that annoying pop. So you have two inputs, and you can switch the inputs with the last switch over here. And what's really cool is that all the knobs are programmable, but they're all analog. There's no digital signal flow here. So you set up your sound, and don't forget, when you use two basses, you're gonna need a different setup for each bass, because they don't have the same gain, they don't have the same tone, so you need to balance. So you set it up, you save it, and A gonna have 3 presets, and B also gonna have 3 presets. But if, let's say you are using only one bass, then you double up your presets, then A could have 6 presets. The other cool thing is that now we have an effects loop that is programmable. So you plug in your effect, and you can actually program. For example, now on B1, we're gonna have an effect.
Nice.
But on B2, I don't have an effect, okay? And then this way you immediately can change. You have a chorus in there, you don't have to separately switch them on or off.
Or a few different pedals going.
Exactly. And if you're running directly to the PA system through the included XLR, the sound is already included, whatever is in the chain. Other cool thing is that the built-in XLR accepts phantom power. And the whole pedal actually can be powered through Phantom from the mixing board. So you don't have to worry about your battery running dead or your power supply, you know, the nearest plug is 25 feet away. You run it from Phantom power. And also has a parallel out, so if you have a sound on your amp that you don't want to change, but you want to send a different sound to the mixing board, you can send a dry signal out of the parallel out. If that's not what you want to do, you can use it for a tuner out. So it's a lot of built-in features. There are not bells and whistles, but it's a needed everyday need for like a professional player. And it's very light. You throw it in your gig bag and you have your sound. You don't have to worry about what the studio gonna give you or what the club gonna give you. You go to a club, as long as they give you a cabinet and a power amp, or even with an amp head that has a power amp input, you can still have your own sound. And don't forget, most of the time what the audience hear is not your amp, it's your direct sound. So that's why it's very important to have the XLR. You tell the soundman, hey, just plug in here. I even have a pad for the XLR. So if it's too hot for you, the signal, I can pad it down to microphone level. So you can't go wrong.
You pretty much built the ultimate bass player's dream pedal.
Well, thank you. I try.
Pretty amazing design.
Yeah. See, I'm a guitar player, and I played in many bands, and I was always frustrated with the sound of the bass, because even if my bass player had a really nice setup, like I had an SVT with a nice old Fender jazz bass or a P bass, many times, by the time it's got onto the PA, it was not the same sound, because they plugged him into a very neutral DI, and then the soundman started to EQ him and compress him, and I go out there and listen to it, it's like, what is this? This is not the sound my bass player has. This way, I feel that as long as the soundman not going to do much to it, just keep it natural, you know, you're going to have the cool sound.
That's an amazing design.
Thank you very much.
Well, we thank you very much.
Okay.
Best of luck to Tech21 in 2008. We look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you very much. And thank you for coming by.
All right.
Thanks.
The Musician Network. We take you there.